Recognized in questions? There are no amendments according to the records that I have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator Stargel, does the bill suspend or stop when there's a modification filed? Does the bill potentially suspend the alimony that is being paid while the suspension, the hearing on the suspension is pending?
And once you're recognized in questions, you don't need to go through the chair. You can answer directly.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill does not address that or change in any way of how it happens in current practice today.
The bill does not suspend or stop alimony when there is a petition for modification before the court.
I'll have to yield to someone in the audience who knows better, but we've not addressed that in this bill to change that process of how we do modifications today. So if either someone who is in a family law section would know, we did not change current process in dealing with a modification of alimony.
Well, Mr. Chair, I maybe somebody from staff, does the bill have the possibility that alimony would be suspended upon filing of a modification lawsuit hearing, petition, rather?
Does anybody on our professional staff want to answer Senator Joyner's question if you know the answer?
Mr. Chairman, Senator, we'll have to check with substantive staff who worked on the bill. We did work on the fiscal, of course, but we can check on that issue.
Senator Joyner, or Leader Joyner, would it be okay with you if that's a very important question and it needs to be answered before any of us vote on the bill? Would you be amenable to us going through some of the public testimony and then coming back to that before we take a vote? Would that be acceptable to you?
Yes, and maybe by that time we can hear from someone who worked on the substantive part of the bill from the committee. I just need to have that level of comfort to know that if a spouse, if either spouse files for modification, that the alimony will continue to be paid.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to the question, and so I'm not venturing a guess. I'm going to start looking through the bill to see if I can find that section, but it would seem counterintuitive that someone could file something which is a unilateral action and it would have the effect of negating a court order to pay. That's my instinct, but let's find out the answer to it, because if it does, I would need that to be addressed, because no litigant should have the right to file a pleading, which is all they're doing is a request. It's a formal request. That should never in any way change a judge's ruling until that matter has been resolved by the court.
Okay.
So I can't believe, I don't think that's what it would say. If it does, we need to fix it, in my opinion.
Right. And Mr. Chairman, all I would add to that is that the parameters in which you can file for a modification are as what they've been before. You file for that modification. If the judge has the ability today to change that award, they would have that ability to change that award after this bill as well. So, we're not specifically making that more difficult or in any way stopping or stating in here that an award would go away just by the nature of filing a modification.
Okay.
And that's an important question, Senator Joyner. We're going to get the answer to it before I call the bill up for a vote. Senator Soto, did you have a question, or do you have some